Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 8 catches, 119 yards, and the score.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass.
Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
You know, darn well, both of these teams reviewed the performance on this defense. Had 5 sacks last week. But they'll keep the QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
The 6 DBs on the field for Washington on 3rd down.
They'll set up to throw.
This one complete to Jalen Waddle.
And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves him just short for 4th down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2.
And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Throwing, Jones. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Probably no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away.
Returnable for Watson.
Oh, able to avoid him. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense.
The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Cook.
And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And that's incomplete.
So, Charles, you look at this offense, and what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0. Then lost 5 of 6 and went out in the first round. But I think if you get toward mid-November, the Thanksgiving time frame, and you're still doing this, that's when things start to get real for a ball club.
Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best.
And the Commanders will take over, but backed up deep in their own territory. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive.
And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Jones. He'll get this one to Cup, complete. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Looking to throw. Jones. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he's going to have a Commanders first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receiver.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
Jordan Davis
in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
But just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Operating from the gun, Jones. He's going to wind up and air it out. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. A big kick, 50 yards that time with a return of 4.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Atlanta now coming out on the field.
And, partner, I know so far, we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard. I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something that maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
That burst good for 20 and a first down.
But they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34.
Back to Walker on 1st down. Taken down at the 30.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. And he is going to have a Falcons first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he completes it to Wilson. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up first and goal.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
Here we go now on first and goal. Here's Walker.
And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. From the 2 now, second and goal. They're going to run this with a tight end. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta.
Daniel Bellinger, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Falcons will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that makes the score 7-0. That time, a 9-play drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run.
Fielded right around the 8. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And here we go on the next drive for Washington. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
Now that'll be caught by Cup. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. To throw again on second down. Jones, he gets this into the hands of Cup once again.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he'll just get rid of it. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll look to throw again. Throwing left side, it's complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons 33. 17 yards that time and a Washington first.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. Stops short of the 25. The nice move couldn't ultimately free him. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Pollard again. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Jones on first down. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
From the 16, Jones toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on third down. Off play action. Jones. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson.
And he's going to have a Commanders first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football. as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
The quick slant caught. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, it's Pollard.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further.
Washington on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Touchdown, Washington. Tony Pollard, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Commanders are an extra point away from drawing level. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
That one in the books as a 12-play drive.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
This one fielded at the 5. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Kenneth Walker headed back out there.
And we checked the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
Cook up the gut. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
And that is incomplete. Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away.
He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away.
They juked him.
Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Jones now to throw on 3rd down. He sets to fire deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Back to throw here.
Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. An extra man in the secondary for Washington on third down.
Back to throw again. And this is going to be incomplete.
And that's a crusher right there. That was man looking for a first down. Throw a pass, but that wasn't necessary. Incomplete pass. One of these quarterbacks going to learn. You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones.
Swinging this out for Pollard. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Six yards left on second down.
Operating from the gun, Jones toward the sideline, and look at that catch, dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 43. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Give him 30 yards there.
The teams practice their plays during the week. They're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard. Able to slither by. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Going to run again here with Pollard. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a give here to Pollard. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Back to throw. Jones escaping the press, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
That's Gregory Rousseau getting in there to bring him down.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Fourth down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down.
That's to Waddle on the quick slant.
Second and 1.
It's complete. Burks.
First time that they've called his number tonight, and it gets him a 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he fires one that's intercepted.
Mike Edwards picks it off, and the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And it's a fumble.
But Washington looked to get this one back, and indeed they did. They will still have possession.
From the 29, Jones.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Trying to find Cup, but it's intercepted. There he goes, right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that makes the score 14-7. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
The Commanders' offense set to take over. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Jones throw taken in by Hockenson here.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Now Jones from the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Riley Dixon now to punt it away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return.
And it will be Falcon football.
So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll look to throw here. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Blake Gillikin on the punt now on 4th down.
This is taken at about the 14. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
On 2nd and 9, Jones. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. Man open, it's Cup. He's got it.
And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jones over the middle. That's hauled in by Cup. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing toward the sideline. He will have the 1st down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet inbounds. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
Here's Jones throwing on 1st down. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Falcons are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the 2nd quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one. And they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the 1st interception. Tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a 2nd one.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the 1st half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Now back to throw. Finding Williams once more, complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. He'll drop to throw.
He completes this to Walker. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Second and 5. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Harrison Smith.
And the Commanders are going to get the football here at their own 23. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching the bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Now Jones. He'll get this one to Cup, complete.
Now the Commanders going to burn the second of their timeouts,
as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Working the sideline here. Did he get the feet in? Yes, they say that he did. Nice job tapping both of them down.
Jones on 1st and 10. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Jones. Oh, hit as he throws there. Incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Looking to throw. Jones. That'll be caught by Cup. Yeah, boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. A final shot before break. Jones. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. From there, we head down to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And they were losers in their ball game as they were outplayed by the visiting New York Jets. Russell Wilson leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. And finally, on Monday Night Football, should be a good one there between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Denver Broncos. Next, a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Falcons. And even though they've got a halftime lead, they're likely devising ways as we speak to try and get a little more production from their passing game. Meanwhile, for Washington, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. This one fielded at the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Falcons ready to go back to work to start the third quarter. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. That pass taken in by Burks. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage. And that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area. So you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. On second down, it's Walker. He doesn't find a ton of space following the display of quick feet down just inside the 45. They'll try for the first with Walker. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Looking to throw. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And incomplete on the deep ball. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Commanders come through with a 4th down stand. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Gregory Rousseau able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
That's his 2nd sack of the game. And the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Jones throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Rashawn Gary gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line.
A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first. Give him 2 on the play there, and it'll give the Falcons a 1st down.
I liked his focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need one. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he used his quickness to make a play.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. That pass caught. It's Williams. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 35. 23 yards the pickup there.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10
at the 35-yard line. They're going to look to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Now to the ground, here's Walker.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. They'll drop to throw.
Got a man. It's Waddle, complete.
It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends.
Walker. Touchdown, Falcons. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
McPherson now for the extra point.
It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it was Kenneth Walker finishing things off with a touchdown run. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
Jones now throwing to start the drive. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Now Jones on first down.
Quick slant caught by Kirk. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So out come the Falcons now.
And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime. If you're a good football team, you spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down.
They'll set up a throw.
That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Second and 4.
Throwing quickly to Wilson.
And he goes down at the 26. A pickup of 13, and that last play began at the 13. 1st down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
He's got his tight end Freiermuth over the middle. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
I'd have to say they're feeling like they are in rhythm right now. Things are in sync, aren't they? Team's winning, got a nice little margin on the scoreboard, completing some passes, and they just completed another one for a 1st down there to the tight end.
Up the middle, here's Walker.
He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
2nd and 6 from the 10.
Back to throw here. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers and brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
2nd and 2. Touchdown!
Pat Freiermuth.
A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Falcons have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Touchdown, Washington! I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that one. One play, 75 yards in zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that cuts the lead to 28-14. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon.
Fielded right around the 8. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Atlanta regains possession of the football. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
In the 3rd quarter here in D.C., a 2nd and 10 upcoming.
They'll look to throw.
Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll look to throw here. Over the middle, complete. That's Cook.
And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now at FedEx Field.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the 4th. Now the throw here complete on the right sideline. Now a draw play. It's Walker.
And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
On third down, he'll drop to throw.
A short one there to Fryermuth.
And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that'll bring up fourth down.
A short game that doesn't get him the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines.
Back onto the field now, the Commanders offense. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter.
He'll get this one to Cup, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Buying time to his left.
He'll get this one complete to Darden. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Looking to throw again on second down. Jones. And he wisely will throw that one away. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Trying to run for it with Pollard. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Defensively, they rally the troops to force 4th down after that 7-yard pickup back on first.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Desperation time now. Here's Jones.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over.
The Commanders went for it, but they cannot pick up the first.
And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
He's got Bellinger.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A gain there of 30 big ones. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles. It certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Ron Thornhill. And the Commanders are right back in this football game. And now with that interception, you feel like we've got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either, throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no. But the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
Get a look at this offense led by Cooper Kupp as they make their way back onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well. Swinging this out for Pollard.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now Jones. Throw left side, complete to Kupp. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Here's Riley Dixon now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Falcons ready to take over. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs to keep up with your theme there, playing keep away.
That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And I actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the 3rd quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the 4th quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Give to Cook out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
That coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there, and how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Well, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
Giving to the big tight end on 4th. And he picks up the 1st as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Looking to throw. That's caught at the 3. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Jalen Waddle, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
Throwing, Jones. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. 2nd and 8 coming from the 19. Back to throw. Jones. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Here's Jones from the gun on 3rd down.
And that'll be caught by Darden.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Again, he'll drop to throw. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Being chased out left.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead them to 4th down.
So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Going up top for Kupp.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down.
He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Second and 7.
He'll look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. On 3rd down, here's Walker.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27.
Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. On for the field goal now is Evan McPherson.
This from 44 yards out, left hash.
McPherson's kick is good,
and that will extend their lead even further.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Taken in at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note said,
oh, Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
first down. Here's the run with Cook. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. They'll set up a throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
McPherson's kick is good,
and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the...
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Sauce Gardner picks it off.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping to hold a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap 1.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
This will be fielded inside the 5.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. Jones, another shot here after the pick 6. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Looking to throw. Jones.
They'll drop this underneath to Pollard.
And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. That'll give him 8 that time. And it'll be 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for Washington. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
This has really just been a lopsided affair. What a performance they put on, and now they get the football back here with a big lead in the 4th quarter. You know, in the past, we might be discussing dinner plans, talking about steak and sushi, whatever the case is, CD. This ball game is pretty much well in the books.
Yeah, we really could have started bringing up dinner a long time ago if we wanted to, partner. And I think a few of the guys out on the field already making plans for the evening.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down. And going right back to Walker. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. This offense, #1 in the NFL in picking up first downs, and their run game got him another one there.
A really good stat to lead the league in, isn't it? Because you keep picking up first downs, sustaining drives, that means you're controlling the football, controlling the clock, and letting your defense rest on the sidelines.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Walker. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for the Falcons, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Washington, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they will be at home next week to take on the New York Giants.